There's 3 teams in Killarney, Dr Crokes, Killarney Legion and SPA would be the kind of 3 main ones. Dr Crokes is based directly across from the Fitzgerald Stadium, so it's kind of pretty much right in town. You couldn't be any more closer to one of football's great stadiums. It's just from a lot of families, and it comes from a lot of tradition. I think that's the big thing. It's tradition of whatever family you were born in, you play with. So it's either you play with the Crokes if your family is Crokes, and you play with Legion if your family is Legion or whatever, and that's just where the whole way it is. First off, you had Dick Fitzgerald, and the history of that is that he was the first kind of captain to win the Lift Sam twice. Then moving on, they kind of had a few bleak years, maybe from the 50s, 60s and 70s, and then there was a big push with the underage in the 80s and early 90s, and luckily then the 92 team kind of broke the mould and won the All-Ireland, and then the structures really have come to the fore in the last 15 years. From 2005, I suppose, on, we've contested, I think it's 8 or 9 county finals, and we've been successful at all ages, which shows that if you have the right structures in place, you can definitely push on. And we kind of have 1 or 2 every year progressing from the minor team onto the senior team, which is great. I started playing when I was 6 years old. My uncle Vince, who would have been involved at the 92 team, and he's been chairman, and he was manager a few years ago. He would have brought me up. Look, I suppose we're kind of born with it in Kerry. You're always playing Gaelic football, even from a young age. I used to be out the back playing anyway, so it's great to get joined up with a club. And I don't really remember much about under 6s. I think it was actually Pat O'Shea and Padraig O'Shea would have been our 2 coaches. And look, we've just kind of gone up through the ages. I actually didn't even envisage playing senior when I was about 14 or 15. I wasn't much good, and I was fairly heavy set, but luckily I've kept at it, and I think that's the biggest thing as well, to keep practicing, and eventually if you do practice enough, you will make the attack, because I just love it. So that has always kind of driven me to play with the Crokes, and luckily I have. I think there's over 150 now in the underage every Saturday morning, which is great. Look, Killarney, I suppose that's the big thing about Killarney. It's a busy town, and there's a lot to do there. So it draws people in all the time to live there. I think the club is in a very healthy place. Obviously the fact that we have had Gooch, who's so high profile, has helped the club over the past few years, and the fact that we're successful, I suppose, builds on all that all the time. So hopefully that'll keep going the way we're going.